Hello, everyone, and welcome to my, and I hope everybody else that's involved with this, personal Paladins roadmap for 2021. I've been giving a lot of thought into this, and I've got two people here that are going to either confirm nor deny that these are good ideas, right?
Let's go.
So I've got Adam, aka Dirt Lord here, and Marina, aka MK93. And Paladins released their 2021 roadmap a couple days ago on their website, and it looks like a lot of the same. And I don't know, this is a little insight on things that I would personally like to be made better, adjusted, or added to the game. So here we go. If it was up to me, what I would personally do to this game would be halt the update process of the current game and put the team that was working on Realm Royale into importing all these assets into Unreal Engine 4. And because you can import Unreal Engine 3 assets and put them into Unreal Engine 4. So take that team and do that and make basically Paladins 2.0. Since there's so many programmers that's had their hands in the cookie jar here, every time they try to fix something, it breaks something else. Just start from the bottom, rewrite everything, import the assets, and fix it the way that it needs to be fixed. And as far as balance, even though they basically destroyed their pro scene, they need to balance it from the top at like a higher tier level and fix each individual champion for top tier play, like master grandmaster play, and then stop messing with the characters because it'll trickle down. It's trickle down effect. So if they fix Moji right now and balance Moji to be played professionally, then in about 2 months we'll all know how to play around Moji and we'll be able to successfully deal with Moji, as opposed to, oh, Moji got 5 different changes in this new update. We've got to learn how to play against and play with her again. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
So first is HUD updated. Better health notification, better shield notification and indicator, better healing notification / indicator, and better CC indicator for duration. So there's been several times when I've been playing, especially here lately after playing other games, and I'm getting shot and I don't know where I'm getting shot from. I'm also getting healed and I don't know how much I'm getting healed from. And I'm about to die and I don't know I'm about to die. There's a lot of stuff that's happening on screen at one time. It's really hard to keep track of where the enemies are, where you're getting shot from, how much health you have, if you have a shield, if you don't have a shield. All this, it's too much. It's too much. They need to go in and simplify the HUD to make it easier to tell what's going on, where you're getting attacked from, how much health you have, and how much you're getting healed by. And they've talked about this in the past where we're going to add like a visual indicator around the edges of the screen to show like if you're being healed or not, or how much damage you have or not. That needs to be put in like immediately, because there's several times where I'm almost dead. I don't know I'm almost dead. And then Adam's like, man, I was healing you, but you were just getting fucked on, you know? It's happened so much, and it's very aggravating, especially whenever you're coming over from playing like Rogue all the time, because when you're getting shot, even when you're getting shot at and you're not getting shot, you know where you're getting shot from. I mean, we can all vouch for that. We've all played Rogue a pretty good bit, so.
Agreed.
The HUD update is mandatory in my opinion. And I understand like the hit boxes and all this stuff is very questionable, and you know, you're getting hit when you shouldn't be and you're not when you should and all this other stuff, but put all that aside and just update the HUD and make it easier to understand. I mean, I'm sure that one, if not all these things have happened to you guys while you're playing, right?
Yeah, it happens to me a lot where I don't know how much health I have until I'm dead.
Well, like, it's hard to look at the bottom left where your health is, and then up there if you're healing at your team's health, and then down there at all your fucking cooldowns. And God forbid you get CC'd. Bomb King throws a grumpy at you, you gotta pay attention to the middle. It's a pain in the ass.
Now is that, you know, when the screen when it starts to turn red?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're about to die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that like red creep comes in. Is that just
That's supposed Yeah, and it happens in Paladins, but it waits until you get to about 100
Oh,
health.
you're about to die. Like,
Yeah, you might as well be dead when you start seeing the red
Yeah.
creep. You know, it's so
I wish
aggravating.
that would come on a little faster, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's like, all right, talking about Rogue Company for a second. If you get below 50% health, you look at your screen and think you're about to die,
Yeah.
but you're only at half health. But you, in your brain, you subconsciously say, I'm taking a lot of damage, I need to find cover somewhere.
Yeah.
It should be the same experience playing Paladins.
Where do you think they could put it? Could they make it bigger?
Well, what I think that they could do for the health notification is your screen, around the edges of your screen. Once you get to 50% health, it should be a yellow glow around your screen. And whenever
Yeah.
you get to 25% health,
Caution.
yes, and at 25% health, it should be red, and it should get darker and darker.
Darker and darker.
Yes. For the shield notification, like Ruckus or Torvald, or even if somebody puts a hill on you, like Torvald or Furia or anybody like that, when that shield breaks, it should be like Call of Duty where a symbol pops up and shows that your shields are broke. You should know immediately when your shields are broke instead of having to look in the bottom corner and say, oh, that yellow bar that's supposed to be the shield is not there anymore and I'm taking a lot of damage.
Dude, when you're in the shit, you don't have time to do that.
No, not at all.
You'll die trying to look at all of that. Like,
Yeah. The healing indicator, it would be nice if whenever you're receiving healing, that it has a green glow around your screen.
yeah.
And then it would like have maybe little green crosses going around it or
Yeah,
something
they're
like
like
that.
going up.
Yeah, yeah. So and not like deep cross, like, you know, transparent, kind of low key, where it doesn't add too much to your screen, but it's enough to say, okay, I'm receiving healing. We have a Ceres. She can do this much healing per second or per tick. I know that I'll be able to survive this, or I know.
Yeah, I
if
don't have to pull out right now.
Yeah, yeah,
I can push a little harder.
yeah. And then for the CC indicator, I mean, they do have a symbol pops up at the top and it shows a bar, but it needs to be a little bit more in your face, I think. Whenever you're rooted, it should flash up and say rooted, and that bar needs to be bigger because it's about the size of this little mixer thing I'm looking at in OBS over here. It's tiny.
Yeah.
So you never know. You're just like, okay, I don't have resilience, so based off of how long I've been playing the game, I know I'm going to be stunned or rooted for this duration, So next we've got more XP based on specific tasks completed in a match. So right now you get, if you absorb so much damage, you get a little bit of XP, and if you do damage, you get a little XP, and if you cap the objective, you get a little XP. But there's not a lot of stuff that you get bonus XP for. For example, like if you kill someone with your ultimate ability, or if you deny someone on the enemy team from using their ultimate ability, you should get points for that. If you
Dude.
yeah, exactly. Like if
I do a suck and fuck and you get a team wipe, or
yeah,
you get something extra for that.
exactly, yes.
It's hard to pull off.
It is, yes it is. But you should be rewarded for that, If somebody's about to die and they're in the shit and you come in clutch with the heal on them and keep them alive, you should get bonus XP for that.
I don't get enough XP, man.
Yeah, I know.
You guys get way more than me. And I mean, it's because I'm not doing any damage, but
But the XP should, in a game like this, XP shouldn't be based off of how much damage you're either taking or dealing. It should be based on how well you perform in the match as an individual person. Whether that be like, if Adam gets 320,000 healing in one game, he should get...
I only die like 4 times.
Yeah, you should get 320,000 experience plus whatever else extra you do in the game. You know what I'm saying? There's so many opportunities for XP, and I know that they don't want to dish out the XP. They don't want to do the double XP weekends because they want people to keep playing their game, get addicted to it, keep playing it. Well, people that got addicted to it and that's been playing it for years are kind of getting burnt out on it.
I think they're messing up by not doing the double XP weekends more.
Yeah, because you'd get a nice influx of players on those weekends.
On the weekend.
Even if they just did it on like Saturday and Sunday instead of Friday through Monday like Call of Duty. They would get way more active players on the weekends.
Which is when you want your active player base, really.
Yeah.
Next up, we got game modes and matchmaking. So currently you can go in and you can tick all the things and you can basically queue for everything, and you know that's all good and great. But it should be less of a skill-based. It should be less skill-based matchmaking when it comes to like a mosh pit style of game mode. You should be able to jump in at any point and be playing. And with the low player base that it kind of has now, I mean, it's not like bottoming out or anything, but it kind of feels that way to a certain extent. But there's no way to get in there and just kind of have fun or anything because everybody takes it so serious, right? But in order for that to be kind of counteracted or made better is either A, make rank play crossplay, or which is something that I've been preaching on for fucking months. It doesn't matter what you play on. If you're good, you're good. You should be able to queue a ranked match with anybody you want to, and it shouldn't matter of their input method, you know? Or they need to make a new game type called ranked casual, where you can do basically the ranked game mode where you pick and ban and it offsets with whoever you want to, whether it be, you know, console or PC, keyboard or controller. You should be able to do that.
See, the thing about that is you can do that with a private match, but it's so much harder to get 10 people, and also you get no XP. So what's the fucking point?
I also wish that they would bring back a couple of the old events that they had in the game and have them kind of pop up maybe once every week or once every 2 weeks. We get it for a couple of days, because we had the Dragon Ball event, we had the Rise of Furia event, we had the Atlas event, and these were all variations of the same, you know, of the game modes, and those were kind of fun just to jump in, mess around with it a little bit, especially the Dragon Ball. I really enjoyed playing that. It was just different and fun, but it would offer a nice little like warm up, you know, not try hardy, more casual experience, you know what I mean? And then they should create new events, like an all damage team, you know, all support team, all flank team, all tank team, or like you know, you have to pick 4 front lines and 1 support, or 4 support and 1 front line. Like, it forces you into picking these specific roles, just to try different team comps and have fun with it. It's not serious. It's just something to have fun with. And I think that would keep a lot of players coming back. Like, oh, what's the new game mode or the game type that's going to be put in this week? I kind of want to try that out. It'd be fun to do 4 tanks, 1 support without, you know, everybody on your team bitching that nobody picked the damage.
Let me ask y'all this before you move on. So, if they kept the game modes that they have now with the PDM and Onslaught, what would y'all like to see different? Because I tend to find those very boring at this point.
Yeah, I don't like playing them.
So Team Deathmatch, they need to get rid of all the abilities except for your movement ability and your primary attack ability. You shouldn't be able to deploy shields. You shouldn't be able to, like, you know, do any of that stuff. You should go in with what you've got, and it's true Team Deathmatch. First to 40 points, and you just shoot and you fly around.
Run and gun.
Yeah, that's it.
I like that.
For Onslaught, what I think that they need to do is they need to make the capping area smaller, make it a more confined area. And then they also, what I think would be interesting is, there's a game mode in Call of Duty that I fucking hate, but I think that it would be fun in Paladins, where you capture the objective, you get a countdown timer. Once you secure that timer, you can't respawn while you have the objective.
What's that game called? We were playing it the other night. Yeah, Hardpoint.
Yeah. And I think that would give, because most people play Onslaught and pick whatever they want to and have a good time, and I think that that's all good and great. But I also think that would give it a little bit more of a strategy and a team comp. It's like, okay, if we get 2 tanks with shields in this small confined area, once we cap it, we're not going to have any respawns. So let's hold this point as long as we can and get double, like, you know, maybe get double points while that's happening. And they're trying to kill you off. And like once they die, they can respawn like almost immediately. And it's basically like fight for your life for those few minutes, you know? I think that would be a nice change to it, because when you play Onslaught now, the fucking cap area is so big and it's so stupid. Anybody can step into it and contest it, and it makes it drag out for way too long. It should be get in, 10 minutes, get out.
What about some 4v4 or
yeah, that would
something like that? You know, because sometimes we'll get on there, we only have 4 people.
Yes,
and we'll get stuck with somebody else that's, you know, either throwing or not buying items. Now, you know, y'all seen it 100 times.
Disconnect.
It'd be cool if we could just go in with 4 players and play, you know.
Yeah. Even if they gave us the caveat with a game mode like that where you had to play one of each role, it would still be fun to be able to do that and jump in there with a 4-man squad and just have fun with it, because I think that those game types would be a little bit more intense because you'd be basically evenly matched across the board. You know what I mean? Up next, we've got punishment and rewards. Now, if a player throws, goes AFK, disconnects, the punishments need to be dealt out. Now, these deserter punishments, people don't give a fuck because they'll go into whatever they want, and once they get the deserter, guess what they're doing, guys? They're playing another motherfucking game. They don't give 2 shits about this deserter penalty on Paladins.
They'll just get off the game.
Yeah, you need to do some. Yeah, you need to do something to actually punish these characters or these people. You know what I'm saying? If you have a game where nobody AFKs, disconnects, throws, like it was just a great experience, then give some rewards to us. You know what I mean? Give us something more than gold. Give us something rewarding where it feels like, okay, if I queue up right now by myself and I get thrown on a team with 4 other people and we lose, but we have a good time, everybody's working together, this, that, and the other, I feel like I should be rewarded.
Yeah.
Because it's so rare that happens. So they need to give more incentive to players that actually want to play the game and attempt to win or at least capture or whatever they need to do. Because there's so many times where you get people that'll try for the first round. Once that first cap doesn't happen, they disconnect, no fucks given, and then it's pretty much a 4v5 match at that point. They also need to give more incentive to individual champions. So right now, the leveling system, guess what? It don't mean shit. Once you get to level 8 and you have all their talents unlocked, it don't matter if you're level 8 or if you're level 240, it don't mean dick. So they need to give more rewards for playing specific champions, like possible gun skins, possible champion skins, anything, whether it's cosmetic or not, whether it's titles or not, there needs to be something else, because once you hit level 30, you don't get anything. Unless that champion has a golden exclusive skin for reaching level 50, you don't get nothing. So what's the point of grinding a champion out past level 30? There's not really one. Now this next one is something that I've thought about a lot. And I've kind of taken this idea from another game that me and Corey used to play, but I think that it would be applied perfectly in the Paladins lore. We should have the ability to create a clan or a guild. Once we set this clan or guild up, we should be able to choose a faction within the lore, and they should have a faction war function in the game for bonuses or XP. So right now you have the Paladins, the Magistrate, the Abyss, you know, you've got all these different factions. We should be able to set up a clan or a guild and pick the Paladins or pick the Magistrate or whatever. And if we get on a team and it pairs us up with all Paladins or all Magistrate or whatever guild or whatever faction we choose, then we should get some bonus points awarded to that faction. And for every battle pass, you have the factions fighting it out. So if you win matches or if you do something incredible in matches, you get certain points added and certain points taken away based off of how everything's doing. It'll be like a global economy that's contributing to this one thing. And let's say that we pick the Paladins, right? And at the end of the battle pass, the Paladins win that specific battle pass. Hey, give all those people that are playing under the Paladins banner, give them some loot. Give them some skins, give them something.
Something.
But you got to think about it. If you have to play the game in order for your faction to perform better, and you actually give a shit about getting the end of the battle pass or the end of the season reward that you're going after, then you're going to get on and you're going to play and you're going to try and you're going to want to earn points for whatever faction you pick. Guess what that does? That draws players into playing more, right?
Yeah.
Which is exactly what they want. So give us a reason. Yeah. So give us a reason to get on there and grind out, not only for the battle pass, but if I pick Magistrate, I want Magistrate to win. I'm going to get on there and I'm going to do as much as I can in order to help get that Magistrate, those numbers, rookie numbers. We got to get them up, you know?
Yeah.
We got to work hard at it.
Get your clan, your guild up.
Yeah, yeah. And then right now we have like a 10% bonus XP whenever, you know, your party plays together. That it is what it is. But what they should do, we should be able to have a specific time set aside or more incentives to play with people. So
yeah,
if we're not going to have a specific time set aside, let's say from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night, we get like 50%, you know, or double XP. We should be able to, if you got one person in a party with you, 10%, 2 people, 20%, 3 people, we should be able to scale this XP up just a little bit and give you more reasons to party up with people and try to create relationships within the game. And
that's a good idea though, man, because if you got 5 people,
yeah,
50%, like,
yeah. And they could counteract that by reducing the percentage that the battle pass boosters give you, because you
or like during that time you can't use it.
Yeah, that would be fine.
You know what I mean? You're already getting so it's like an hour.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Well, the battle pass boosters only give you what, 10%?
Yeah, and you don't even feel it.
No.
So it's like give us incentive, please. We want to play your game, but we want you to do stuff to make us want to play it. Another thing with player involvement, though, that I wanted to throw in there is we should be able to, and this will fall into the next category as well, but if we create a guild or a clan, we should be able to do private matches. And the private matches should be reviewed by Evil Mojo, High Res, whoever it is. And if they see that it is a legitimate private match, like you have to submit it at the end of the game, like, hey man, this is, you know, the private match that took place. Our clan or our guild played against this guild and we were practicing or having a good time and we were actually try-harding and all this stuff. Once they review it, even if it takes a month for them to review it, you should be able to gain that experience that you would normally gain in-game through custom matches, because there's tons of people that stream, that make YouTube videos and things like that get in private matches and custom matches and play with their fan base. But guess what? You don't get any satisfaction out of doing that other than playing with, you know, your people, your viewers or followers, but they're not gaining anything out of it. They're not getting experience. They're not getting anything other than
not beating the battle pass.
No, they're not getting any clout except for saying, hey, I played with so-and-so streamer or so-and-so YouTube content creator today. It's like, okay, well, how much you got left on that motherfucking battle pass? Next, we've got better feedback from the community and the developers by developing an actual app that you can download on your cell phone.
Not some third-party shit.
Yes. The developers need to address the community as a whole through the game or through a different social media account. So where I got this idea from was High Res Ops. You can go to that Twitter page and it tells you if the servers are down, if they're doing maintenance, if anything's going on with the game, right? That's what needs to happen with the app or with a Paladin's separate Twitter account that addresses like major bugs, and they ask for community feedback on having champions taken out of ranked based on specific bugs. Or if something needs to be disabled, if a map has an exploit in it, things like that. These people find these bugs, they submit support tickets, and they don't get addressed for 3 to 4 months. It should be complete transparency. If there's anything going on with the game, the developers should let everybody know. And if we find anything that's exploitive in the game, then it should be communicated to the developers. Now, another example that I'm going to throw here, Rogue Company. Scott Gandhi puts up a video that's about a minute to 2 minutes almost every single day, addressing problems with the game that people are bringing to his attention. Talking about balance changes, talking about map updates, talking about all the exploits in the game. That's a high-res game. Why the fuck can't we get that in Paladins?
Well, do they even have a Discord?
Yeah, I'm a part of their Discord.
Is it? I mean, I've never heard you talk about it, so I'm guessing it's just kind of.
It's a lot. It's a lot of people bitching.
Okay.
Anything
See,
that
to me though, the Discord should be like people in there looking for people to play private matches with, team up with.
yeah, but
So they're
it's
just in there complaining all day.
a lot of people trolling and a lot of people bitching, which I get it. There's a lot to bitch about, but if you want to know what's going on with the game, you have to go to the community manager's Twitter account, not her private one, but her high-res community manager Twitter account, and she will beat around the bush about specific things.
How active is that Twitter account?
I mean, she posts stuff from time to time on there about what's going on, but there's no information like we're looking into it. That's about the extent of what's going on with it, right?
Well, I
see.
feel like that's pretty much the extent of the game at this point. Oh, we'll look into it, and then 9, 10, 12 months later, it finally gets fixed.
But if they developed an app to where you can go on there, because at the end of each game you have match IDs in the top corner, and you don't have to queue immediately. So if there was a way to go in there and say, enter your in-game name, enter the match ID, and then what's going on, like a box that says, comment, right? So offensive name, or exploiting something in the game, or a bug with this specific champion. This, I got stuck here. Weird collision, like anything that you pull your phone out, it's sitting right here beside me while I'm playing the game. I should be able to pull the app up, and then it should also have updates on everything that's going on. And I'm talking about updates every couple of days at least with what's going on in the game. You should be able to go in there, and guilds and clans, you should be able to manage all of that there. You should be able to find people to play with on there. It should be its own little social media hub / developer communications area. That's what it should be, and I don't know why they haven't thought about doing that. I should be able to get on there and look at my stats. I should be able to go on there and look at in real time. As soon as a game finishes, in less than 5 minutes, it should be on that app, and I should be able to look at it and see who I played with and who I played against and how everybody performed. And instead of having to go to Paladins Guru or download a third-party Paladins app that's pulling from Paladins Guru that doesn't update but every 2 weeks, it's like, come on, man.
Sometimes it's wrong too. That's like
Yes.
my levels and stuff, or my rank. It'll be lower on there, or like.
Yeah. Hey, you've got a whole team that's free. I know you want to put. I know you want to put them on Smite because that's your moneymaker, and they're probably going to transition over to Rogue Company soon since that's making tons of money. But throw a little extra bucks to Paladins, and let's get this game up to fucking speed with the rest of them.
I think that's the difference with Scott Gandhi, man. Is like. He's been on Rogue Company since day one, right?
Yes.
So the people that were in on Paladin since day one, they're not even there anymore, right?
Right.
So you just got these people that were probably working in a different department that they were like, we need you to go over here and run the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, right.
Just keep it alive.
Yeah.
Don't just do the bare minimum. It's a really fun game, man, and I'd hate to see it like die.
Yes, I agree. Okay, and then the last thing here, we've got future ideas. On these future ideas is just kind of things that I've thrown up that would be nice for them to introduce into the game once they get all this other stuff taken care of, and adjusted the way that it needs to be. Then this is like moving forward from that point. So it's not from now forward, it's when they get it into a good state moving forward. So, and they talked about this a little bit on their roadmap because they're going to do offset updates where you have a battle pass, and then in 6 weeks you're going to have a champion drop. So instead of having an update, like a big update, like every 2 months, they're going to make it to where it's every 6 weeks, which is okay, I guess. But they need to do smaller micro updates throughout the month with an explanation of what was fixed or changed in the update. Now, I logged on to Paladins yesterday to get some footage that's going over this audio. I had an update. What it did, I have no fucking idea.
No patch notes.
No, nothing. I don't know what the fuck it was for. Now, I could dig deep into the fucking Paladins Twitter and the community manager Twitter and fucking content creators and
some third-party website that half-ass knows anything.
yeah, I shouldn't have to do all that, man.
There should be a little button on the home screen, dude. That's like it tells you the version of the game. You could click it.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, they have it, and a lot of games where you go down there and click it. It's like, all right, here's what we did the last time.
Yeah. Even if it says bug fixes.
Hey,
Yeah. Because you may do something to the game that I don't know about that impacts somebody I play with or against. And I don't know.
How big was the update?
It was like 10 megs.
Oh.
But, I mean, 10 megs is an ability change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, 10 megs is a fucking map change. It's anything, Another thing that would be nice is put in experimental builds for characters and allow people to use experimental builds while playing casual mode. Notate on the loading screen the specific version of the character that is being played. Now, what this means is they were talking about making Moji a support, right? So, if you're going to make Moji a support, why can't we play a test version of Moji as a support and give community feedback on that? We like this better, or we don't like this at all. And she doesn't need to be transitioned from a flank into a support. Torvald reworks. You should be able to go in there and whatever that they have planned to do with Torvald, it should go in there as an unstable version of the character, and you should be able to play with them and see kind of what they have in mind and give good feedback on it, because you're going to get shit feedback regardless of, if it comes out now or if it comes out later. But hey, the people that play your game every day are going to be able to tell you more about what's going on with the character than you're going to know.
Then some guy sitting in a cubicle.
Yeah, programming.
It's like, I read this online that people wanted this, so.
Yeah. Allow a place where feedback can be submitted about said experimental builds. So, maybe at the end of the match, you have a 3 to 5 question survey about the character. Content creators can go into further detail about the problems or the advantages of said experimental builds. Also, if you have an app, you can go on the app and say, hey, I like playing with the support version of Moji. I didn't like this about it, but I really like this about it. I think it could work. Go. And you should, just like you can play Grok as a damage character, and you can play Pip as a damage character, and you can somewhat play Rom as a support and Khan as a support. Why can't we have a world where there's two Mojis that exist, and one's a flank and one's a support? Like, if you're already putting the cards in the game, you're already giving us talents to pick, why can't we have the best of both worlds in that regard? That goes
so
back.
Like when you select the character, it'd be like, you want to try this?
Yes, yeah.
Hey, we got a little something over here.
Yeah. And then whenever you're loading and it has everybody's picture frames and all that crap, it says experimental, like in huge letters across it, so that you know what you're going up against, Have the micro updates that I was talking about earlier, tweak or change things that have experimental builds with characters or maps or whatever. And experimental game modes. So even if it's classic game modes that we talked about before, or it's future modes, experimental game modes that's only in there for a couple of days, you put it up, pull it down, get some feedback on it, and see what you think about it. How hard is that? Let your community be your beta testers.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been beta testing the game since 2016. Why can't we continue to beta test it? So that's pretty much everything I've got on it. There's a lot of stuff in here that is going to take a lot of time, that is going to take a lot of money, but it'll put the game at a completely better state than it currently is in.
I don't think they're going to do anything, man.
I'm holding out hope that they're going to do something, because there's a lot of plans that they've got for battle passes and skins and characters and all this other crap, but like, I would rather have more than a new character or a new map is a new way to interact with the game to keep me coming back for more.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for checking the video out. If you have any input, any ideas, any complaints about anything that we said, please direct that into the comment section down below. I will respond. If it's directed towards one of these two, they will respond. But yeah, we just want to see the game get into a better state overall. And it's not focused in one specific area on bugs or balance or anything like that. It's just an overall better experience from the ground up. And that's the one thing that I think that it's missing, that once you play it so long and once you kind of burn yourself out on it, there's no real rewarding reason to go back to the game once you've done everything. I mean, I've got almost all the champions leveled up to level 30. We've played the same maps for 2 years straight. It's like, give us a rewarding experience to come back, and the player base will follow. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe down there. If you want to play with us on whatever we're playing on, just let me know in the comments, and we'll add you and we'll play and we'll raise hell at you, because that's what we do. In a very non-toxic way, by the way. Unless you talk shit and leave, then you're going to get fucking reported for harassment.
You're getting reported.
Have a good afternoon, good day, good night, good morning, good existence. Thanks for watching, guys.